Let me tell you something. There is no nobility in poverty. I have been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every fucking time. I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich.
I want to hear shit from you talking about you being broke. If you're not working 60 hours minimum a week that you're getting paid for, turn off YouTube, Instagram, whatever, and get your ass out there. We'll get you a job. I don't care about your pride. You can't be proud and broke at the same time. Go work, and then you take that money you make from your part-time job, invest some of it, invest most, and take half of it, invest it to your future. The other 50%, the other percentage, take some, have some fun, go buy your belt, then invest it in self-improvement. Get you a high-income skill. Get you something that's going to give you high-value skills that you can market on, that you can leverage on the marketplace. Whether you're working in corporate America or whether you're going to be doing your own entrepreneurial thing in the future. But men, if you're working, the harder you work, the luckier you get, the more exposure you get.
The reality is we could all be getting better at Redbubble, and jumping onto other platforms is not necessarily going to solve our problem. It will be great to diversify our income, but it's not going to solve our problem. In fact, it might even cause more problems for us. So what we should do is we should focus on getting sales on one platform first and success on one platform first before we transfer our skills onto other platforms. That's what I'm currently doing. So in today's video, we're going to be going over 3 tips that not only going to help you generate more sales on Redbubble, but just create an easier flow for you when you get to your Redbubble creative flow and you're actually doing your Redbubble work and making those sales. So let's go ahead and get started into getting into tip number 1 for your Redbubble sales. And the very first tip is when you get into that creative flow and you start working and you start uploading all kinds of random content to one store, I want you to stop. And I want you to go back and I want you to create different segments for your different stores. You're going to create different stores. You're going to think, okay, I'd like to upload pictures of fish, fairies, and mushrooms. We're going to create a store for each category, for each niche, for each section, so that when there's another person who loves buying merchandise with fish on them, they can go to your store and they can find all pictures of fish and nothing else, right? When there's another person who's interested in just finding pictures of mushrooms, they're going to look at your design, they're going to go to your store, and they're going to find all pictures of mushrooms, and they're only going to buy from that one area. When there's another customer who's doing a search for pictures of fairies, they're going to, find your one link, your one product, and they're going to click on your store, and they're going to find all different types of fairies. They're going to be in fairy heaven. Okay, and so what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to focus on each store becoming niche independent, right? So each niche is going to be different on all your different stores. And it's fine if you have one store that has a whole bunch of, different categories and different designs, but you're not going to be able to form a long-lasting bond, a long-lasting relationship with your customers. My recommendation is that you're going to go back and you're going to create a different niche for each different kind of category and section. And then what you're going to do is you're going to subdivide those niches. You got to understand that there are different sub niches within a niche. So for example, if I love basketball and I create different, basketball type works, well, there's different niches within basketball, right? I can post pictures of athletes, I can draw pictures of a basketball, I can have different quotes that are basketball related. These are all different examples of sub niches all in the basketball frame, and that's the type of content that will fit in my basketball store on Redbubble, so that when somebody's highly interested in basketball, not only am I going to dominate that niche because I'm single-mindedly focusing on one niche, but more importantly, when a consumer comes to any of my products and checks out my store, they're going to see a plethora of the content that they like. Not only are they going to follow me, favorite my work, but they're also going to buy from me. And that's going to increase my sales from a consumer perspective over the long period of time, and increase my average order value, which stands for which is AOV, average order value. And basically what that means is it's the amount that a consumer is going to be paying to be involved in purchasing any of my products. Step number 2, or tip number 2, is once you get your first product that's making you sales, you should go back and see how you can create many different variations of that one product. The reality is that if you had that one sale on that one product, you can understand now what consumers are looking for. So if, for example, I'll throw a picture up on the screen. If one of these consumers want to buy this design, I might throw up this one, or this one, or this one. And the reason why is because you want to create different variations is because you already have a formula that works. You already have a proven formula. In business, we always say double down on what works, for example, right? And you want to go ahead and take into consideration that when you are creating these designs, guys, and you're actually getting better at creating designs, what's going to happen is that you're going to have a easier time. It's going to be more fun. And not only that, but you're just going to kill the competition more. You're creating more different variations of different products, and you're creating better variations than your competitors. And it's always good to create a certain type of design, leave it for a little while, and then come back to it and look at the things that you can improve and the things that you could change. Your eye is going to catch on to different things that maybe you haven't caught on to before, maybe you didn't understand before. And the reality is that if you are into diversifying and posting on different platforms and different niches and different things like that, you could take those designs and post them into different platforms, and you can make extra money doing not really that much extra work, right? You just take the work and post it onto different platforms. So that's going to help change the way you view things when it comes down to Redbubble, and more importantly, you will get more sales because you already have a proven formula. You already have a system that works for you. And then what you're going to do is when you create that specific design and you have all the different variations for it, it's not like you have to upload those variations on, all in one setting or one sitting. You can go on a daily basis and just upload a little bit at a time if that's what you plan on doing. And remember, it's always good to create these variations, not only from a sales perspective, but from a skills perspective. One thing we forget about all the time is how important our skills are when it comes down to designing. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many people see our designs, nobody's going to buy without believing that the design is a quality design or it's something that they genuinely want. Right? We talk about this in our tagging course, and the tagging course specifically states that doesn't matter how much traffic you get, it's worthless if the design isn't good. So you need to have both. You need to have the ability to learn how to tag and drive traffic to your store, but you also need to have the ability to learn how to design properly. And if you're interested in either one of those things, I'll leave the links in the pinned comment down below, and also the description box. It will be link access to our members area course on the Redbubble tagging course and the Redbubble design course. And the Redbubble tagging course is all about learning the SEO behind Redbubble, whether it be the tags, whether it be the titles of your products, and driving traffic from not only Redbubble but from Google as well, google.com, which is the largest search engine in the whole entire world. And the design course specifically shows you how to create designs, not only with speed and efficiency, but how to do it without doing niche research and getting your results and actually making money. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into step number 3, or tip number 3, that will help you generate more sales. The next strategy, or the next way to get more sales when it comes down to Redbubble, is understanding that less is more from a tagging perspective. Okay, so I'll explain what I mean. A lot of people have the ability to do 50 tags on Redbubble. So what they'll do is they'll try to, essentially create as many different tags as they possibly can for one specific product, right? The problem with that is that Redbubble works on a relevancy-based algorithm. So the more tags you add, the more potential unrelevant or irrelevant tags that you're going to add, which is actually going to hurt your ranking for the tags that you actually want to rank for. This is why within the tagging course, when we show you how to tag, we show you how to find the best possible tags, not only for your niche, but to be able to compete with your competitors, because there is a difference. When you're competing with your competitors, you're essentially taking the same tags but giving it a little bit of a boost to them. And there's different ways to do this, and there's different ways to strategically do this to show that, hey, you can take traffic away from your competitors. But more importantly, when you're doing the tag setup for your Redbubble stores, one of the most common issues and one of the most common mistakes is the keyword stuffing, the tag spamming. Now, this doesn't seem like a big problem, and you probably already know about that, but the reality is almost everybody on Redbubble is performing some sort of tag spam or keyword stuffing without even noticing. And what it's doing is, for the keywords that you actually want to rank for, you genuinely want to rank for, Redbubble algorithms are getting confused. You're adding keywords that you want to rank for, and then there are other keywords that you're hoping to rank for, as well as the main keywords. And what that's doing, like I said, is it's giving you a drawback. It's holding you back from actually moving forward and ranking for products that might allow you to actually get sales. But since Redbubble works on a relevancy-based system, when an individual searches a specific keyword on Redbubble and those keywords have a matched relevancy score to other keywords. So from an algorithmic perspective, if I search for a certain keyword, Redbubble knows that through habituation, through habit, other users have searched the same keyword, and other keywords have essentially came up through relevancy. And so what the Redbubble algorithm specifically looks for are designs that matches that specific relevancy score. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, you can very simply go to Redbubble, click on certain designs, and look at what other designs show up in the sphere of influence, meaning in the search or in the similar section. And then what I want you to do is go on to other designs and look for the same thing, and you will typically tend to see there's an overlap with these designs. These designs pop up in the same areas. Well, it's why the rich get richer on Redbubble. It's because they have the skill behind tagging. Once again, if you want to learn how to tag properly, I highly recommend you grab the tag course, which is $39.99. As we add more content, it will get more expensive. We started off at $29.99, and we go into little increments where we increase the price. And something that's really, really important about the tag course is learning how to find the proper tags for your design. And not going overboard, but finding that right, that right perfect place in the middle to find the right tags for your specific design. And what that's going to do is, the next time that you create tags for your product, you're going to know exactly what to do. And the idea here is, and the little free tip here is, don't go overboard. Don't add tags that are not related to your product. I promise you, it will not help you out. You probably think logically, if I add these tags, I'm going to get more traffic, and that's not the case. That's not the case whatsoever, because, like I said, Redbubble works on a relevancy-based system. So, for example, if I want to rank for the keyword tiger, it wouldn't be wise for me to add the keyword goat, because now, if I add the keyword goat, Redbubble will look at other designs with the keyword tiger and